Imagine standing in line at the grocery store, your wallet zipped safely in your purse or pocket without a single thought that anything could happen. You don't see it, you don't feel it. Yet within just 3 seconds, a stranger standing close by can drain your bank account without ever touching you. This isn't science fiction, and it's not a scene from a high-tech crime movie. It's real, it's happening right now, and it's called the Ghost Tap. Wisdom beyond 60, dear everyone. I'm telling you this because too many seniors are completely unaware of just how vulnerable their debit cards are to this silent and invisible attack. Criminals are using portable payment devices to tap your card wirelessly, and the most terrifying part is you won't even realize it's happened until the money is gone. Why are older adults such common targets? Because thieves know our habits. They know we often keep our cards in easy-to-scan places, like purses on our shoulders or wallets in jacket pockets. They also know many of us don't follow the latest payment technology changes closely. That combination makes for an easy mark. These scammers aren't looking for a fight, they're looking for the path of least resistance. And unfortunately, in crowded places like grocery stores, coffee shops, or public transit, they can get exactly what they want without anyone noticing. This scam works faster than you can blink. A small device, no bigger than a smartphone, is hidden in a bag or coat pocket. The criminal walks close enough to pick up your card's NFC or RFID signal and processes a tap payment instantly. You might not see a thing, but your bank balance will. It's a crime built for speed, invisibility, and confusion. And it thrives because most victims never even suspect it happened. Some banks will help you recover your money, but here's the hard truth. There's a legal gray area. In many cases, because the transaction shows up as legitimate in the system, it can be harder to get a refund. And the longer you wait to report it, the slimmer your chances. That's why understanding this scam now and knowing how to protect yourself isn't just a good idea, it's urgent. Over the next few minutes in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how Ghost Tap works, why it's spreading so quickly, and the simple steps you can take today to make yourself a much harder target. But I'm also going to share one free everyday item that can block this scam completely, and I'll save that for the end so you know exactly why it works. Trust me, you'll want to hear it. If you want to keep your money safe, your independence intact, and your peace of mind strong, make sure you watch this all the way through. And while you're here, please subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you these important life-protecting updates. Your support helps us keep creating the kind of content that safeguards your golden years. Now let me ask you this. If you were approached in public and someone stood unusually close to you, would you A, step back immediately and protect your belongings? Or B, assume it's nothing and stay put? Comment your answer, A or B, down below. Your perspective might just help someone else stay safe. The Ghost Tap scam may sound like something complicated, but in reality, its power lies in its simplicity. At its core, it's a silent transaction made possible by the very convenience we've all come to rely on: contactless payments. Thieves carry small, portable devices that function just like the card readers you tap at a store checkout, but instead of a cashier holding it out for you to pay, it's hidden in a bag, a coat pocket, or even strapped under clothing. All they need is to get within a few inches of your debit card, and in less than 3 seconds, they can process a transaction without you ever handing over your card. The technology that enables this crime is called NFC or RFID, Near Field Communication or Radio Frequency Identification. You probably use it all the time without thinking, whether it's tapping your card on a machine, using your phone for payments, or swiping a key card to enter a building. It's quick, it's easy, and it's everywhere. But that same ease is what makes it vulnerable. Criminals don't have to steal your wallet or guess your PIN. They simply trick your card into thinking it's completing a normal purchase. What makes Ghost Tap particularly dangerous is that there's no physical evidence. In the old days, pickpockets had to physically remove your wallet and you'd notice. Now, you could be standing in line, chatting with a friend, and never feel a thing. Later, you check your account and see a charge you don't recognize. And because it appears as a legitimate contactless transaction, your bank's system might not immediately flag it as suspicious. Another layer of danger comes from how fast the scam can be executed. It doesn't require the thief to linger around you. In fact, they often target crowded areas where bumping into someone seems normal: grocery store lines, subway platforms, busy sidewalks. A quick pass behind you, a subtle move in front of you, and the money is gone. Even worse, this method doesn't always stop at one transaction. Some devices are set to process multiple small transactions, hoping you won't notice right away. They know many people, especially older adults, don't check their accounts every single day. By the time you spot the problem, the trail is cold, and recovering the money can become a frustrating, drawn-out process. Why does this matter so much for seniors? Because scammers count on a few things: trust, routine, and distraction. They know you're more likely to carry your debit card in predictable spots, like the outer pocket of a purse or a wallet in a jacket. They know you might be less aware of new financial scams that rely on advanced technology. And they also know that if you do notice a suspicious charge, you might hesitate to take immediate action, either out of uncertainty or the belief that the bank will handle it. Understanding how Ghost Tap works is your first line of defense. Once you know the mechanics, you can make smarter choices, like carrying your cards in RFID blocking sleeves, disabling contactless payments on cards you rarely use, and keeping your personal space in public areas. The reality is, you don't have to be a victim of this scam. The technology that makes it possible isn't going away, but neither is your ability to adapt and protect yourself. The rest of this video will show you exactly how to do that, step by step, so you can enjoy the convenience of modern payments without leaving the door open for thieves. One of the most unsettling truths about the Ghost Tap scam is not just how it works, but why certain groups, especially older adults, are targeted over and over again. Criminals are calculated in their choices, and they know that success comes from identifying those who are least likely to suspect or react quickly. For many seniors, it's not about weakness, it's about trust. You've spent a lifetime living in communities where people respected personal space, where strangers weren't trying to skim money off you in a grocery store line. That trust, while a beautiful part of your character, is exactly what these criminals exploit. They also understand habits. Most people don't carry their debit cards in metal cases or RFID blocking wallets. Instead, they're in an outer pocket of a purse, a coat pocket, or a wallet that's easy to scan without reaching inside. Thieves know this, and they use it to their advantage, moving through crowded spaces where it's normal to be shoulder to shoulder, making it almost impossible for you to notice when you've been targeted. Another reason older adults are on the radar is the perceived lack of familiarity with the latest scams. Many people over 60 didn't grow up in a world where wireless theft was possible, so the idea that your card could be charged without touching it can sound strange until it happens. And because the scam leaves no physical trace, victims often second-guess themselves, wondering if they simply forgot about a purchase. That delay in recognizing the crime buys the scammers more time to move your money beyond reach. Then there's the issue of response. Criminals know that some seniors hesitate before reporting suspicious activity, either because they aren't sure if it's fraud or they feel uncertain about dealing with the bank's process. This hesitation is a gift to the scammer, as every hour that passes makes it harder to recover funds or trace the transaction. It's important to understand that none of this is about blame. The responsibility lies squarely on the person committing the crime. But awareness is power. Knowing the mindset of those who target you helps you anticipate their moves. Think of it like playing defense. You can't stop the other team from trying to score, but you can put yourself in a stronger position to block their shots. So, why should you care? Because the reality is, the same qualities that make you a kind, approachable person are the ones scammers are counting on to lower your guard. That doesn't mean you need to become suspicious of everyone. It means you need to add a layer of caution, the way you might lock your doors at night, not because you expect trouble, but because it's smart to do so. Staying aware of your surroundings, especially in crowded or public places, can make all the difference. If someone is standing unusually close, take a small step back. Keep your purse or wallet in a position that's harder to reach or scan. And perhaps most importantly, Talk about these scams with friends, family, and neighbors. The more people know, the fewer easy targets there are. In the end, the reason older adults are targeted is not because they're incapable. It's because scammers think they can exploit trust, routine, and hesitation. Once you're aware of that, you can turn those same routines into protective habits, making it far harder for anyone to take advantage of you. Awareness isn't fear, it's freedom. And in the case of the ghost tap scam, that freedom could mean the difference between keeping your hard-earned money safe and watching it vanish without a trace. One of the most frustrating realities about the ghost tap scam is the legal uncertainty that surrounds it. On paper, it seems simple. If money is taken from your account without your consent, you should get it back. But in practice, it's not always that clear-cut. Financial institutions have their own policies, and those policies don't always work in your favor. Because ghost tap transactions are processed through legitimate payment systems, they can appear to your bank as perfectly authorized charges. That means when you call to report the loss, you may hear, "Our records show this was a valid transaction," even though you know you never willingly made it. The challenge is that the entire scam operates in a gray zone between what technology can prove and what actually happened. Without visible theft, without a stolen card, and without video footage of someone tapping a device near you, it becomes your word against a digital record. For many seniors, this is more than just frustrating, it's discouraging. After a lifetime of trusting banks to protect their money, the idea that they not cover a loss from a scam feels like a betrayal. Laws and consumer protections vary depending on where you live and even on the type of account you have. Some banks may cover contactless fraud if you report it within a strict time limit, often just a couple of days. Others may require proof that your card never left your possession, something that's hard to show when the scam is invisible. And in some cases, the bank may argue that it's your responsibility to secure your card against such attacks, shifting the burden back onto you. This is why timing is so critical. The sooner you notice a suspicious charge and contact your bank, the better your chances of recovery. Waiting even a week can make the difference between getting your money back and being told there's nothing they can do. This is also where keeping detailed records matters. Saving transaction alerts, noting dates and times, and writing down any unusual situations you remember from the day the charge appeared. Even small details, like recalling a stranger standing too close in a checkout line, can help build your case. There's another layer to this, the emotional toll. Being told that you may not get your money back can feel deeply personal, especially when you've always believed that your bank was a partner in protecting your security. It's not just about the dollars lost, it's about feeling vulnerable, exposed, and even blamed for something you didn't do. That sense of injustice can linger long after the money is gone, making it harder to trust anyone with your financial matters again. But here's the important takeaway. Knowing the limits of legal and banking protections before something happens puts you in a stronger position to fight back. Talk to your bank now, before you become a victim, and ask specific questions. Do they have policies for contactless payment fraud? What's the reporting window? What proof will they require? These answers can help you act quickly if you ever need to, and they also give you a chance to adjust your habits in ways that lower your risk. The truth is, while the legal system and financial institutions are still catching up to the technology scammers use, you can't rely on them alone to keep you safe. Awareness, speed, and preparation are your best defenses. The sooner you know the rules of the game, the harder it is for anyone to use them against you. And when it comes to the ghost tap scam, the line between keeping your money and losing it often comes down to what you do in the first few hours after the attack. Protecting yourself from the ghost tap scam doesn't have to be complicated, but it does require a shift in how you think about carrying and using your debit card. The first and most effective line of defense is preventing your card from being scanned in the first place. Criminals rely on the fact that most people carry cards in unprotected wallets, purses, or pockets. This is where an RFID or NFC blocking sleeve or wallet can make all the difference. These simple, inexpensive tools act like a shield, preventing any device from talking to your card without your permission. You can find them online or at most electronics or office supply stores, and in many cases, they cost less than a cup of coffee. Another smart move is to adjust your bank settings. Many banks allow you to set daily limits for contactless transactions or even disable the feature entirely on cards you don't use for tap payments. If you rarely make contactless purchases, turning it off eliminates one pathway for thieves. This is a small step, but it forces any transaction to require a chip insert or PIN entry, making drive-by scanning nearly impossible. Staying alert in public spaces is equally important. While it's not practical to live in constant suspicion, it's wise to be mindful of your surroundings, especially in crowded environments like grocery store lines, public transportation, festivals, or shopping centers. If someone stands unusually close for no apparent reason, take a step back or shift your bag or wallet to a more secure position. Criminals depend on you being distracted, so the simple act of looking aware can be a deterrent. Checking your bank account frequently is another habit that can save you time, stress, and money. Set up mobile banking alerts for any transaction over a certain amount, maybe $5 or $10, so you get notified instantly if a purchase goes through. That way, if something suspicious pops up, you can take action immediately, rather than discovering it days or weeks later. Remember, time is critical when disputing fraudulent charges. If you do find yourself targeted, don't delay. Contact your bank immediately, report the suspicious transaction, and request that your card be frozen or replaced. Document every step. Keep records of phone calls, emails, and any details you recall about the situation. Even if your bank initially hesitates to refund the money, having a detailed account increases your chances of a successful dispute. It's also worth carrying a backup payment method, such as a second card stored in a separate location or even a small amount of cash. If your main card is compromised and you need to wait for a replacement, you won't be left stranded. This isn't just about convenience, it's about keeping your independence intact in the days after a scam attempt. Finally, share what you know. Scammers thrive in silence, and the more people are aware of the Ghost Tap scam, the harder it becomes for criminals to succeed. Talk to friends, family, and neighbors, especially those who might not be following the latest scam warnings. A single conversation could save someone else from losing their savings. The bottom line is this: while you can't control the fact that scams like Ghost Tap exist, you have full control over how prepared you are. A few practical habits: shielding your card, adjusting your settings, staying alert, and checking your accounts can turn you from an easy target into a hard one. And that's a change worth making today, before you ever cross paths with someone trying to take what you've worked a lifetime to earn. Scams like the Ghost Tap are a harsh reminder that the world we live in today is very different from the one many of us grew up in. Back then, you could stand in a store line without worrying that someone was silently stealing from you. Now, the very technology designed to make life easier can be turned into a weapon against the unsuspecting. But this story isn't just about the danger, it's about the power you still have to protect yourself. The truth is, being aware of these threats isn't about living in fear, it's about living smart. It's about understanding the way criminals think, recognizing the moments when you're most vulnerable, and making small, consistent changes that turn you into a much harder target. We've talked about how Ghost Tap works, why older adults are often targeted, the legal gray areas that make recovery tricky, and the simple, practical steps you can take to stay safe. Each piece of this puzzle matters because together they build a wall of protection between you and those who would take advantage of you. And that wall doesn't have to be built out of paranoia. It can be built out of awareness, confidence, and readiness. The deeper lesson here is that your safety and independence are worth defending every single day. You've worked hard your entire life to build your savings, your stability, and your peace of mind. Don't let anyone chip away at that without a fight. For seniors especially, the stakes are higher because every dollar lost can have a bigger impact. That's why knowing your rights, using protective tools like RFID blockers, staying alert in public, and monitoring your accounts regularly isn't just good advice, it's essential. And here's something empowering to remember. Your age gives you an advantage that scammers don't expect. You have decades of experience making smart decisions, solving problems, and adapting to change. This is simply the next challenge to adapt to, and you are more than capable of meeting it. Applying this to your life doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with one small action today, whether it's buying an RFID sleeve, lowering your contactless transaction limit, or setting up account alerts on your phone. Share what you've learned with a friend, neighbor, or family member. Every person you educate becomes one less target for criminals. Over time, these habits become second nature, and you'll find that you move through the world with a quiet confidence, knowing you're not an easy mark. Now I'd like to ask you a simple question. Do you currently use any form of RFID or NFC protection for your cards? Please comment yes or no below. Your answer might inspire someone else to start protecting themselves today. If you found this video helpful, meaningful, or inspiring, please subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments. We read them all and take your feedback seriously so we can create the most useful videos for you. Let's make Beyond 60 Wisdom a place where we can connect every day, share experiences, and support each other. Your support gives us the energy to create more high-quality videos that truly matter. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for listening, and for taking steps to protect yourself and your future. You are the reason we do this work, and we look forward to walking this journey with you, one empowering video at a time.